But as I mentioned, I don't know how I felt about Charlotte and Cruella DeVille. So I'm going to ask you first. This segment had its positives and negatives, but what did you think overall of their interaction here in this in-ring, face-to-face confrontation they had?
Another really awkward women's promo segment. We just saw Becky and Bayley on Raw, and then there was this, and this is week 2 of Charlotte, or week 3 of Charlotte as a babyface, and Sonya. I mean, I kind of was a little sick of Sonya on this show last year from everything she was doing, and then Pierce comes out and confronts her. I wasn't crazy about this, but I'm also going into this not convinced that Charlotte should be a babyface.
Well, I can see why that they want her to be a babyface and why they brought her back as a babyface, because she's been gone for a while, and they were glad to see a name come back. And the past couple weeks, she's done a good job with it. I'm not saying she didn't hear. It's obvious they had a VTR of her and Cruella having the big backstage pull apart last week, and we criticized that just because they did a great job with it, but everybody does them. It wasn't anything new. It's so played out, right? That was the criticism. But Charlotte comes out here. She's a pure baby face. Woo! Doing the whole thing. And she didn't say much before she called out DeVille to come out and face her and say these things to her face. And immediately the music plays. Not immediately. They waited 10 seconds. And as Sonya comes out, old Cruella, as I call her, she's already got the microphone. And this is what my problem is with these shows, with all of the WWE shows under their umbrella. And we talked about AEW has patterns. They have interviews where the intended interviewee barely says anything before they get interrupted, shut down, beat up, assaulted, impregnated by some whatever. With the WWE, the talent runs the show and everything develops the same way, and there is nothing spontaneous about it. There's no realism. There's no of the moment. The talent, because somebody comes out and speaks ill about a person and calls them to come out, and that person immediately comes out with music queued up and ready at the instant. And then they interact with each other, not in an argument like anybody would have if they were mad at each other, didn't like each other, just wanted to talk trash to each other even hype a fight. They have an interchange or an interaction that's presented as a play developing in front of the audience, that's scripted argument verbiage about differing opinions with little personal zingers that the writers think might be cute. And it's all the fucking same. And then the other person, while one's talking, the other stands there and smirks at the little jab the other one just made. Cruella did the best of the bunch here. She did a fired up promo and did a good job. She got the people up a little bit and got some heat with them. And then the same thing that happens. Charlotte finally, well, how about we fight right here, right now? And the heel says no. And then she does the fake walk off and stops, and then turns and walks back with purpose and says, unless it's for the title. And then Adam Pearce comes out, said, hey, what's going on now? Blah, blah, blah. And when Charlotte turns her back, Cruella hits her from behind and then bails out on the floor, and nothing happens. Charlotte sells there, pissed off. Cruella's smiling. Pierce is confused. End.
Do you want to see that match? Does anyone come out of that wanting to see that match?
No, because they see this. It's the same thing developed and orchestrated the same way all the time in the same genre, the same flavor, just with different people doing words that someone else has written for them. Any final thoughts on that one?
No.